The Seattle Seahawks are just on the outside looking in the NFC playoff picture after a loss to the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Before we get into that, make sure you drop a like, make sure you comment and subscribe to catch us talking sports every single day. And shout out to our guy, Dayon Crumbly, who dropped a pretty insightful comment on one of our recent YouTube videos. But Matt, man, let's get into this topic today, which is these Seahawks, man. Yep. Do you think they can make the playoffs this season after a pretty surprising hot start to the season?
Yeah, I do. I think they can. I mean, they've definitely set themselves up for that success. Obviously, the NFC East right now seems to be in the driver's seat, but you never know what's going to happen with them. I think if they continue to do what they've been doing, it was a tough game against Carolina. I'm not going to, try and apologize for that. But they did go up against one of the better secondaries. Geno had more of an off game, but he still was able to play well. And the other thing that was huge is the main focal point of that offense, which is their running game. You're missing your first two running backs, and he still didn't have a bad game as far as running goes.
Right.
I think that they have a tough schedule ahead, but at this point, why should I doubt Seattle when they've been, proving everyone wrong the entire season? That whole team at this point hasn't written back. And so I'll go into it thinking that they can, make some noise and it's totally up to them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. I mean, the Seahawks as a whole, I mean, I vividly remember us talking about the Seahawks going full rebuild 100%. Mode with Geno Smith at the helm.
Think about who's going to take over after Pete Carroll's done.
Right, but no, Geno has played himself into a conversation where, whether the Seahawks give him the money or somebody else, he's going to be deserving of a lot of it after this season and the things he's accomplished. So shout out to Geno Smith in that Seattle Seahawks offense. But that's really where my praise stops, because on the other side of the ball, there's not a lot of, optimism on that defensive side of the ball, where Pete Carroll is supposed to be somewhat of a genius at. This defense is bottom 5 in yards allowed per game, which isn't great. Just one spot ahead of the Houston Texans, and Houston Texans have one win on the season. So that's not great. And obviously we saw Carolina Panthers drop a 30 ball on them in their stadium in Seattle in front of the 12s on Sunday. And no one has accused the Carolina Panthers offense this season of being explosive.
No, they haven't.
So that was something to behold. And also too, not that this matters very much at all, but this is just something that I find interesting, is that the Seattle Seahawks are 0-4 against the NFC South this season. And just a couple minutes ago, you tried to call that the worst division in football. So I don't know. Obviously, that doesn't bode well. It's not like the Seahawks are going to be seeing, any NFC South teams in the playoffs unless they somehow, meet up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is pretty unlikely. But I say all that to say this. It was a fun ride. It was fun. Geno Smith got a lot of very cool comments and post-game comments this season, and I honestly mean that sincerely. But at this point, I think the gravy train has come to a close here, and I don't expect the Seahawks to make the playoffs.
I don't know. I still believe in it. I think that I get that they had a bad record against the NFC South, which is not exactly a cause for excitement.
No, not the end all be all stat, right?
Again, you look at the teams they have to go up against. It's going to be tough. Obviously, it's still
the Niners and Chiefs the next 2 weeks, man. That's 2 L's.
I believe it's the Jets. That's
2 L's.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, we're talking about another hype train with Brock Purdy, but like I said, if they can get their running backs back healthy,
that'll help.
And they address the issues that they saw in the game film against Carolina for whatever J.C. Horn and that secondary was doing to those wide receivers.
Yeah.
I do trust Geno and that offense to get something done, and then it's just up to them at that point. I mean, this is an exciting Seattle team that has set themselves up for success. It's not like they're playing behind the 8 ball and they have a losing record.
True.
They have a winning record. They control their own future. It's going to be tough, no doubt about it, but I'm not counting them out because I learned my lesson the first time.
That's valid. Before we stop talking about the Seattle Seahawks, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention their rookie cornerback, Tariq Woolen, because he's been absolutely amazing this year. Already one of the best young cornerbacks, young defensive players in the NFL.
I mean, unfortunately, he's probably going to lose Defensive Rookie of the Year to Sauce Gardner, who's having another incredible, rookie season, but it's going to be tight. It's an exciting race.
It will be tight, and those two will probably be linked for forever. Kind of a Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn type of situation. 2 corners taken in the same draft who we expect to have long, productive careers. But shout out to Tariq Woolen, a UTSA alum. Shout out him and them. But let us know in the comments, you think the Seahawks can maybe sneak into the NFC playoffs? Let us know. Drop a like, drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe to catch us talking sports every damn day.
Right back to us, at least.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out our other videos and don't forget to smack that subscribe button down below while you're at it. Also, for more great and original content, head right over to bvmsports.com.